we've got to move away from more checks and more rules to an end-to-end, platform-independent strategy for observability. So when designing data quality systems, most organizations optimize for recall. Check everything to try to catch everything. And at scale, that means more rules, more exceptions, and more human effort in working out the root cause and the action to take. And ultimately, we end up with inefficiency and alert fatigue. And despite this, I'm sure all of us here still have situations where we publish data on time, but sometimes we turn out to have an issue. So I clearly want to work with Nomolo to use observability coupled with RCA agents to ensure our human experts review fewer signals with richer context and clearer customer impact. We want to reduce the gap between the signal, detection, and the action. As I was saying, in life sciences, we have high volume, high variability pipelines. And traditional approaches tend to have point-in-time snapshots analysis. Either you have a gated process, you find an issue too late, you have to do rework and work back, or you constantly write new rules to handle increasing complexity. The evolution of life sciences in the last decade or so has gone from blockbuster drugs, so mass market, things like statins, where you're selling millions of packs for billions of dollars, to a focus on biosimilars and bespoke treatments for patients in rare diseases or high-value drugs like for oncology. So you can't keep writing more rules to handle the increasing complexity. You've got to find better ways, and you can't rely upon human beings to analyze the increasing volume of exceptions to find the root cause and take the right thing to do. And more importantly, as we move towards different platforms, the chances are the early part of the pipeline that's taken the messy source data is on one technology, the later part could be a different platform. So there's got to be a way to trace the change in the data and the observation data across these platforms. If we don't do that correctly, what breaks is we have data and customers using models or training models on data that's not drift in it. So it can be incorrect. We get issues that we workflows downstream before we can detect them, and ultimately our SMEs spend too much time on low value signals. And our regulators and our customers expect us to explain not just is the data right, but why do we believe it is right. And if we can't do that, trust erodes, and we spend too much time defending our data rather than making the best use of it. So we've got to move away from more checks and more rules to an end-to-end, platform-independent strategy for observability.